back to the Wrestling Bubble. This is the Monday Night Raw review. After such a great weekend of wrestling, would Monday Night Raw deliver? I mean, after such a horrible Saturday night's main event,
You could say that again.
after such a horrible Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But we can start out by saying Liv Morgan is back on Raw, and things are already looking better with Liv on Netflix. Sorry.
This is probably one of the better things to talk about Raw. Okay, everything that Liv Morgan was a part of tonight
Was on point. She was cooking. Yeah, it wasn't the same. Like, I'm a Rhea fan, but Liv is Liv is the women's division. I'm sorry, she's the women's division. She had an interaction with Kyrie. Then her first comeback, she's seeing Roxanne giving Dominic chicken tenders and rubbing his shoulder and everything. So then we had the Money in the Bank qualifier match, men and women. And then we had a little video vignette with Rhea Ripley, but we ain't really got to talk about that. But we also had the tag team titles on the line: New Day, War Raiders, and the Creed. But let's start off the night with Paul Heyman.
My name is Paul Heyman, and I am here with the future of the WWE.
He started off by talking about Braun Breaker, how he is going to be the future of WWE. He's going to be main eventing WrestleMania 45, 46, 47. You get it, all the way and so on, because he is a Terminator. Like, I mean, honestly, Braun Breaker is great. I do wish they had him talk just a little bit, but Paul Heyman is great on the mic. He knows how to introduce people, make people look important. So why not? And then the question of the night. You know what everybody had been talking about over the weekend? Why would Bronson Reed team up with Seth Rollins?
To get ahead, of course.
That. And who else destroyed Seth Rollins besides Bronson Reed? Roman Reigns didn't do it. CM Punk didn't do it. No one couldn't do it. Bronson Reed did what, 6 tsunamis on Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
Those ribs were destroyed, crushed. Seth could barely walk.
Seth was out for a little while.
Man, he was
that.
gone.
Yeah.
He was so bad that they even took him off the movie of the Marvel.
Oh, yeah. So that was the real reason.
So Seth was like, shoot, I mean, this man on my team. You sure do. He got the most 2 dangerous people on Raw right now. Braun Breaker, he hurt people, just saying. And then you have Bronson Reed, he squashed people. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Look, honestly, what would have made this segment better is if they would have let Braun Breaker do the talking after Paul Heyman spoke.
That's what I said, like
and
a little
bit. And then let Bronson Reed do some talking.
Just a little bit.
And then Seth Rollins could have said, because I'm a visionary.
I'm a
revolutionary. And my name is, and then he holds up the mic and the crowd says Seth freaking Rollins. And then he just drops the mic and they head out.
He didn't have to say much.
Didn't have to say none of that extra stuff he was saying that whole time, because quite frankly, I get tired of hearing his voice, okay? And I just thought it would be so much better if we heard a little something from Braun Breaker, and then we heard Bronson Reed speak a little bit, and then that's when they hand them, or, you know, it's like maybe Paul Heyman holds the mic while they're talking or whatever, and then Paul Heyman finally hands the mic to Seth Rollins or whatever, and then that's when he says he's, you know,
something like that. Like,
you know what I mean?
I like
he
how
don't
Paul,
say nothing else except that. Like that.
I like how Paul did introduce the 2 guys. He made it quick, short, to the point, answer all the questions. And then, has said something really short, maybe like 2 minutes top. But of course, Seth kept talking to the point. Like, the crowd, honestly, just lost focus of whatever he was saying. Because
he wasn't talking about nothing.
Nothing. It's like, dude, we get it. You're on the Money in the Bank qualifier match later on tonight. Are these 2 supposed to be the future that you're trying to push because you're the visionary, revolutionary, you're Seth freaking Rollins? What are we doing? But yeah, because the crowd really, what I like, the crowd was saying, F you say.
Right. And then he talking about some y'all was just singing my song.
Oh, and
Okay.
what made the crowd said that is Paul Heyman went low. He said, acknowledge. Let me say this again. Acknowledge Seth Rollins. I said, wait a minute.
Woo.
What?
Tribal Chief ain't gonna like that.
That's what the crowd was like. Oh, OTC. OTC.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
But you know what? If Roman comes back, or when he comes back, can we get rid of this super nice guy or whatever? Can we get the real Tribal Chief back?
I'm gonna need
okay?
Roman
and
to
then
come
we
back
need that
and slap
old
some
song
hoes.
too. We need that original Tribal Chief song too.
When he
Not
used to stack them, what was it? Stack them, pin them, and whatever. Man,
not the original song when he was coming out with the bloodline and all that. We need that version of it back. We don't need this. I cannot stand this new version of that song. It sounds so soft.
Like he going to church.
Yeah, like okay, like he just popped up like an angel, and then like they panned the camera towards him or whatever. Like, nah,
you pretty much answered because
I need that super cool
God mode.
Yeah, what? I need the God mode Roman Reigns back. If he come back as this dude that just got pinned at WrestleMania, bruh, go back on vacation.
Don't even come.
You
back.
ain't the Roman Reigns we was looking for.
Can we get the Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 40, please?
Yeah.
Just saying. Sorry. Just saying. But moving on from that segment, we had our first Money in the Bank qualifier match. Honestly, this match was a banger. We had Chad Gable versus Penta versus Dragon Lee. Not a big fan of Dragon Lee. Honestly, he is boring, washed up. He needs to change his character or something. I'm going to need him to like slap the taste out of Rey Mysterio for not picking him for WrestleMania 41 to replace Rey.
That would have been cool if he did address that, but we ain't going to talk about that because he ain't talking about it.
Exactly. But they start off the match with both of the Luchas drop kick Chad Gable because, the talk on the street is Chad Gable is disrespecting the Lucha Libres.
And I also heard he can't be luchadors. Man had to go on a whole excursion to try and figure out how to beat him.
And now Chad Gable as himself is going to be on World Collide. Chad Gable, let's take a moment and praise him real quick. Chad Gable is phenomenal.
Chad Gable is neck strong.
For real. Man, during this match, you had Penta, what it looked like he hit like a pile driver, like a double move pile driver. But
he had Dragon Lee on his shoulders or whatever,
yeah.
Right? And then he picked up
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable, like it looked like he was gonna go for some kind of power driver or whatever.
That's pretty much what he did.
He had like a double underhook, and he could have did like that. What they call it, angel wings or whatever, or like what's his name, Tommaso Ciampa, like his finisher, right?
Okay,
could have did one of those, or I don't know what he was going for.
I don't know,
like
but
a pedigree combo or something. I don't know what this dude was going for.
All I know, he dropped Chad on his neck.
Dang, boy, I thought Chad Gable had a broken freaking neck.
And if I was Chad, I would have get up off character, be like, dude, you almost injured my career. That jump was scary.
Yo, that was nasty. That was nasty. I don't even know, like, what was that move supposed to be? Like, and never do it again.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to do a power driver mixed with a little like a different type of power driver.
I'm gonna tell you, at first I thought he was gonna do like a Mexican destroyer.
Yeah, but he had both
with
of them
him on his shoulders.
Yeah,
though. Like I thought he was trying to do some combination like that. But once he double underhooked at his arms, I was like, okay. You know what I mean? Because like, unless you about to, I don't know what he was going for. All I know is that Chad Gable fell on his head and all his body went down. It looked like he almost broke his neck. Dang, man. Like, okay, Zoe Stark just got injured.
Right.
Like, why are we trying stupid stuff?
So basically, he was trying to hit a glory bomb / pile driver combination.
Yeah, well, you can leave that in the indies, pal. Okay, we don't need that type of crap in professional wrestling. Okay, because like all you finna do is end somebody's career.
Yeah, especially like you said.
For what,
before.
A cheap, this is awesome? Like I don't know if y'all forgot, but they said a couple matches on Saturday night's main event was awesome, and we all know that junk was trash, okay? So yeah, let's
AEW
not
Double
go
or
based off
Nothing
the
was
fans.
better. You can't go based off the fans. Look we went based off the fans with Jey Uso, and look how that's going right now. Majority of people can't wait for him to lose that belt.
One word, 4 letter.
Nah, we ain't feeling that, bro. Sorry. Moving on. But of course, we had Penta pick up the win. Like I said, this match was great. You had Chad Gable hitting a double suplex on Penta and Dragon Lee, like we mentioned before. The scary move that Penta did, the glory bomb / pile driver. Don't you ever do that again,
Not ever in your life.
please. And then we had we had Chad Gable pretty much flew Dragon Lee to the corner turnbuckle to the point. My boy said, I believe.
Yo, they was crashing out in this match. I'm
They
gonna tell
really
you,
was.
like, all right, regardless of the reckless stuff that happened in this match, this was a really good match.
It was.
Okay, this was intense. This really could have main evented Monday Night Raw, and I don't think anybody would have complained. And on top of that, this match was like maybe like what? It was like 5 to 8 minutes
Probably
or something like that. Like
it was, but everything they did it.
they
The
was
crowd,
from the word go. Like
Right.
they double super kick Chad. They was already on like, hey, we finna kick his teeth in.
we don't
Like
do
they
this,
was
we don't like
already
this
on the
guy.
same page from go. And then I mean they just started wilding. Like, yo, Chad Gable was standing in front of the announce table, and he had Penta on the announce table. His back
Oh
to the
my
announce, right?
gosh.
Like his back was to the announce table. He was
Mhm.
facing the ring. So he playing possum like he tired or whatever, and he knew Dragon Lee was coming towards him with a dive out to the outside. He basically just turned sideways. Dragon Lee went flying. He plowed into Penta, but like he went head 1st.
He
It
came
looked,
in like
it
a
looked
bullet.
sick. Like,
Like,
yeah.
you blink like, whoa, where this guy flew from?
Yo, had Pat McAfee talk about some holy shit. Like, yo, I'm telling you, like, if you don't watch nothing else on Raw, you gotta watch this match. This match was actually really good. And then, of course, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta watch everything Liv was in,
Yeah,
because
she
Liv was
killed
super
it.
entertaining. Okay,
While we're talking about what Liv was in, again, Pin to pick up the win. We had a little quick backstage segment with the Judgment Day Clubhouse. You have Dirty Dom and Carlito pretty much playing. I guess they was planning to play WWE 2K25. Ain't nobody still buying that, no matter how many times I put it on TV. But then you have Roxanne pretty much trying to hand Dominic a plate of chicken tendies.
and then she started rubbing her
Is that what
shoulder.
they're talking about? Yeah, talking about, oh, you look so tense. Now let's take a pause real quick. Does that look familiar?
Why my boy looking tense though?
Okay.
He know Liv about to pop up around that corner.
She said, "Konnichiwa, bitches." Whoa,
Yo.
Liz back.
Talk about some konnichiwa. Like, yo, she can't look. I'm telling you, from the moment that camera got on Liv,
The crowd
Liv
went
started
crazy.
showing out.
Yes, like Roxanne even had a chance. She said, "I'm Rox. Hold on."
Yo, she talk about some. She talk about. I already know what's been going on because Roxanne, because Raquel's been telling me.
Raquel been snitching, and then here goes
Finn Balor face. Just just so happy.
He is cheesing.
He's so happy about all that stuff that's going on. They just
Yeah.
falling apart.
But if you also pay attention, as Liv was talking, you have Roxanne looking at Finn, so they up to something. They up to
Dang right,
something.
they up to something. Yo, they might be doing what everybody thought that they Liv and Finn Balor was doing at first. Remember how everybody thought? Yeah, remember that? Like
They were
they
supposed to
thought
make a
he was
group.
bringing in Liv to annoy like Rhea Ripley and everything. Like they thought Finn was behind all that. And then look what he doing right now with
Yeah.
Roxanne.
Yeah, he's up to something. I feel like he also trying to draw a wedge between Liv and Dominic,
Of
which
course,
make him
that's
distraction.
exactly what he's trying
Exactly,
to do.
because remember
he probably
he's
trying to get his belt.
Of course,
And that's how he's trying to do it.
Why not play the long game? Why should I betray you when I could just mess with you, distract you, weaken you? You know what I'm saying? Stuff
and then
like
take your belt.
that, and you won't even see it coming. But yes, that was honestly very interesting. The Judgment Day story is actually starting to pick up a little better, especially that they got the prodigy Roxanne Perez And I hope she really goes far while she's on Raw, because in NXT she did a phenomenal job when she changed her character, and I am a huge Roxanne fan. Moving on
Yo,
from that
hold on. Before we move
segment.
on to this next segment, can we talk about this Cody Rhodes show?
Oh, that was a real thing?
Yes,
Lord, he'll do
yes.
anything to be
That
on
like
TV.
Cody got a
Let
new
me get this
show.
straight. So Cody lost the belt so he can make a new show?
What do you want to talk about?
Ain't nobody want to talk about
Yo,
nothing.
and then his first guest is his wife,
Why not?
Brandy, and you know she always trying to be on
And
TV.
you know what?
She
It
always
probably
trying to
was
be in
her
front of the
idea.
camera.
It was her idea.
Of course, it was her
was.
idea.
You know what? I'm bored with this child. Can we like make a show? Yes, honey. Thank you.
Listen, but if he ever goes heel, she need to be right there because she'll
Oh,
definitely have the most heat.
She'll be there. She'll be there.
'Cause,
Her
boy,
with the baby.
they gonna boo him and her out of the building.
Like they did Charlotte Flair 2 weeks ago. But
All right, so we're gonna move past that.
we had a little quick
who in the world
squash
gonna
match
watch
with Rusev versus Akari. Y'all already know who won. Rusev won with a submission. Why are we even talking about it?
that? Nothing to talk about.
Exactly. But we have a little storyline building up right here with Rusev and Sheamus. Looking forward into that. Because you know, Sheamus came out storming to the ring to help save the Alpha Academy from Rusev craziness.
It seems like Sheamus is the new Braun Strowman. He's standing up to the bullies.
Yeah, because you know, Braun's that gimmick went so far.
Well, so did he, because he got released.
Exactly my point. So moving on, we're not gonna really talk about what Kathy Kelly was talking to. No one cares about the belly guy. We got Jey Uso. Doesn't know why. You know, pretty much Jey Uso and Sami doing their normal thing. Jey Uso will have Sami's back, and Seth Rollins and his group tends to jump him, and nobody cares. Now, this match right here that we're going to talk about next was actually very funny. Thank God for the New Day versus the War Raiders and the Creed Brothers in a triple threat match for the World Tag Team Champion. I hate how to do the triple threat match for tag team champions. You only could do two people from the team at a time.
Yo, why
That's
is it so
stupid.
hard to have three
For
people in
real.
the ring?
We do it
one
with
person
singles.
from each team.
That's
Why
it.
is it so hard to do that?
That's stupid.
It always looks so dumb. Why would I tag one of the other teams? Why would I do that? Okay, if they never tag my team back in, we pretty much aren't going to win the match at all. We don't have a chance because we can't pin anybody from the apron. I mean, how stupid is that?
Yeah, and it's
This
like
is such a dumb setup for this match. I mean, listen, can we please have one person from each team in the match
That's it.
at the same time?
Because why do it for single wrestler, but you can't do it for tag team wrestlers?
Makes no
No
sense.
goddamn sense.
All right, but we're going to pretend like that's not happening. We're going to talk about the match a little bit. Okay, let's get past this terrible setup for a triple threat tag team match, okay?
Like, basically, the match started off as soon as the bell rings. Of course, the War Raiders attack the New Day before the bell rings. I'm sorry, and all hell basically break loose in Tampa because let's be honest, we have the War Raiders pretty much lost their belts in WrestleMania because the New Day stole it from them, and then the Creed Brothers is really only fighting the New Day because the New Day didn't want to fight the War Raiders. But the whole entire match, which was funny, you had the Creed Brothers. It felt like a handicap match. The Creed Brothers and New Day pretty much was allies through the whole match until once again, thank God for the New Day, stole it again by holding on to the tights for one of the Creeds and ran out of that ring.
I think Julius Creed hit one
Oh,
of the
yes,
War
he-
Raiders
man,
with
he
like a
came
knee
out
on the
flying.
top turnbuckle.
Let me
and
tell
then
you.
once he fell to the mat, that's when Xavier Woods snuck up behind him and rolled him up because, you know, he does the roll-up special. Like,
Yeah.
he look, this dude is the master of the roll-up. So he hit him with that. He rolled out the ring real quick, got Kofi Kingston stand up, went over to them titles, and took off.
Yeah,
They took off like they stole something.
Julius is, both Creed brothers are great, but Julius is very athletic. When he blasts Ivar with the rising knee strike, that was crazy. It's like, where do you come from? This dude jumped like he was Spider-Man.
He might be.
I'm just saying, his spider thing was tingling. Like, oh, this is my chance to fly. But you can't be mad at the New Day because they are very interesting. But we had another quick segment. Your girl, Live Forever, Liv Morgan, and then Roxanne pretty much ran into the old damage control.
Yo, she was like, "Oh, what do we have here? Is this a
Right.
damage control reunion?" Yo,
I was like, dang.
yo, and EO and Kyrie looking so sad. Like, I wonder what Oscar doing. She probably glad she ain't a part of none of this crap right now. That's what
Oh,
she's doing.
while we're speaking of Oscar, she actually is returning soon.
Oh my gosh, forced out of vacation retirement.
Well, she had a knee injury.
I know she had
but
an injury, but she's probably happy to be away from that junk. Yo, this is what they're doing to damage
Right.
control.
No, but Liv is hilarious, talking about, pretty much how Kyrie never had a chance in Money in the Bank to win anyways. So, excuse me, as the big, better players, big ballers out here actually get a W while you over there in catering. Like, dang, Liv. It's like that. And Kyrie looking like she's about to slap the out of her. But I love that segment, of course. The segment I did not like is your main event, Jay Uso and Gunther segment. Nothing much to say here. A bunch of yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. His tag team match and Money in the Bank with Cody Rhodes. And honestly, no one cares, but they try to swerve. Now, all of a sudden, Gunther is going to be fighting Jay Uso the day after Money in the Bank.
Yo, why are we supposed to care about this?
Nobody cares.
And dang, they just bumped it off the card, huh?
Just like that. Gunther ain't shit.
Wow. Like, can we get a little bit of respect for our longest reigning Intercontinental Champion? Like, what are we doing?
Nope.
Dang, like Gunther is just getting treated so dirty.
He might as well say he mid-card at this point.
Did my boy tap out too quick at WrestleMania?
Okay.
Is that what happened? He got heat in the back? Like, hey, you was supposed to milk it. You tapped out in like 5 seconds, bruh. That is not how I booked it.
All I know is Jay Uso said, if you come for this belt, I'm just going to tap you out again, Uso. 4 letters, 2 words. Dude, can you all right, bro?
Yo, he constipated.
Right, that's probably what.
He trying to push one out.
That's what Gunther was thinking. He's like, "You okay? Can someone get him some water, please?" He, no, I don't need no seizure on my. Okay, moving on from that.
Yo, can somebody get Gunther an actual story, please?
Honestly, yes, Gunther is getting screwed. Oh, Cody Rhodes podcast.
You know what would have been nice? You have Gunther and Rusev eventually cross paths. I noticed that you don't have that same spark in you anymore. I noticed that you've been disrespected and you're just letting it happen. What happened to you? The old Gunther, when you know what I mean?
I'm pretty
something
sure
like that.
they
So
will
maybe
do
I need to
like
beat it back into you.
Right.
That type of thing. Since
I can
he's
see
supposed
that
to be that guy.
happening if he loses to Jey Uso again.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised, but
because he walk around here like bum ass Corbin.
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like he just looking for. Look, can we have a match, please? I know we were supposed to have it on Money in the Bank, and then they took it off. Can we have it on the Raw after that? I know you got a tag team match now, so can we at least do the match on the next Monday Night Raw, please, sir?
Nah,
get your bum ass out of here. Fly, yeet on you.
I'm gonna need John Cena to ruin wrestling, please. I need some.
I don't know. He got stiff competition because Triple H show putting in that work.
We'll see what happens from there. Moving on from that segment, we also have, like we talked about, Cody Rhodes has a new podcast. What do you want to talk about? And of course, his first special guest is Brandy because she always want to be on TV, seen, and everything. Brandy, I'm sorry if you listen to it, nobody cares. Moving on from that, we had Liv Morgan versus Kairi Sane. Can I take a moment and say Kairi, again, almost botched? No, she pretty much did botch. I thought she was about to drop Liv on her head, shoulders, or something. Whatever move she was trying to do when Liv went to do a knee strike from the turnbuckle and Kairi picked her up and basically lost her balance and almost busted somebody's head and it turned into a pin. That thing looked so
Look, that's
So
why I be saying,
crazy. Oh
if you
my
cannot do the
gosh.
move, stop trying to do the
Oh
daggone
my
moves, man. Don't
gosh.
do it on live TV
Right.
unless you got it down pat.
Like, I don't know what Kyrie was trying to do. I'm like, okay, are you trying to?
Yo, she made Liv look big.
I don't know
That's
what
how
she was
little
doing.
she is. I want to see her stand up next to Zelina Vega.
Lord,
I want to see which one, like, are they the same size? Which one's bigger?
I don't
I
know.
don't like which one's taller. Cause, dang, like I bet Roxanne looked like a damn, like she probably looked like Chad Gable, like built like him or something compared to Kyrie Sane and Zelina Vega. Like, anyways,
It was crazy. But we had Kyrie Sane pick up the win because, when she was gonna hit her, whatever she called it, pirate Kyrie elbow, we had Roxanne push her, basically trying to make Liv get the upper hand. And then here comes jealous Raquel talking to Roxanne. Now, first of all, Raquel, why the heck are you talking to Roxanne? She helping you out. Girl, you wasn't doing nothing but just standing there looking like a big old Statue of Liberty. So you should be thank you, Roxy. But of course she didn't. So which distracted Liv Morgan to get pinned for the 1, 2, 3.
mm.
So of course Liv is pissed off in the backstage. Dominic was nowhere to be found. Uh-oh. But Liv pretty much blamed Roxanne. I'm sorry, blamed Raquel for the loss because she said Raquel's the veteran. She should know better.
She should know better.
Girl, and Raquel's like, bitch. She was so surprised.
Uh-huh.
But hey, I agree. Then we just had a quick promo that Rhea Ripley's gonna win the bank. Okay, ain't nobody
Anyways.
care about that. Then we had another boring Lyra.
Lyra and Becky gonna run it back. What else do you need to know? Cause
Lyra.
they ain't say nothing new.
Nothing at
Okay, so
all.
we just gonna move right past this. There ain't nothing
Ain't
to talk
nothing to
about.
talk about.
First of all, it went way too long. The end. Okay.
Look, what are we doing?
Yeah, we ain't talk about this because it's boring and nobody cares.
Like, Jesus Christ. Can we hurry up and take the belt off of her
Look, tell
too?
me when I'm telling lies.
Ain't
Okay.
you ain't telling lies.
All right. So
because
what was next?
the main event. The main event with Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor for the Money in the Bank qualifier match.
Yeah, that's what the crowd sounded like.
The crowd was more awake for Penta, Chad, and Dragon Lee than the main event. Heck, they probably lost a few viewers because of it. This main event sucked.
Hell, if I was there, I would have left early too.
I would have left.
Look, after I saw Penta them, I was been like, "Yep, this is probably peak for the night. I'm gonna go ahead head out."
Like
Anything
they
that
did
lives on the little backstage segments and all that, I catch that on Netflix on my way home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good because I already know the matches weren't gonna get no better than that triple threat with Penta
most definitely
and Chad
not.
Gable and Dragon Lee. It wasn't gonna get no better than that. So what am I staying for?
Like, yeah, it was just like, okay. Fortunately, I mean, Seth picked up the win. I was hoping Finn to pick up the win because it's like, all right, you're starting to do something with Finn, bringing in Roxanne and stuff like that. But okay, Seth picks up the win after interference with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and stuff like that. Sammy basically was thrown out of basically thrown like a rag doll. Then you have Jay Uso trying to save Sammy. He was thrown like a rag doll. And then Seth basically with his little crunch stomp because Dominic came out trying to help Finn Balor throwing the chair. But where he placed the chair, it was so obvious he was going to lose.
Man, this match was so boring.
Yeah, I couldn't wait
I
to be
really
over.
ain't got too much to say about it, honestly. Like, I mean, I like some of the little sequence of moves that Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins were doing. I mean, they do them in every match, so like, okay. Let's see. I don't know. Like, I didn't really care for this match.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't care for this match at all. Like, I
Mm-mm.
really would have loved for Penta's match to be the main event.
Exactly.
Just this is not main event material. Like, this is
No.
not main event worthy. Okay, and then guess what happens at the end? You guessed it, the same damn thing that happened last week. CM Punk comes out for like the last 2 minutes of the show. Okay, he hits Seth Rollins with what? The go to sleep,
Uh-huh.
and then he dips, runs up to runs up the stairs of the crowd or whatever, and he's
Uh-huh.
just up there taunting them. I mean, wow. Old ass CM Punk got the best of the future, right? You got Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed out there. Y'all couldn't spot CM Punk when he came in the ring. Like, oh, that's because he tricked y'all when his music played. They walked to the front thinking that he was going to be at the top of the ramp or whatever, right? At the entrance. Nope, he popped up then in the ring and did what he had to do. I mean, this was just like, it was so predictable, first of all.
Very.
Soon as we heard the music playing, they started heading out. We was like, okay, yeah, they definitely gonna have CM Punk pop up in the ring while they're acting like some idiots being distracted. Even Paul Heyman was walking up there, man.
I
Come
know.
on now. Well, Paul Heyman, what you finna do?
What you gonna do? Talk him to death?
You gonna give him a spoiler?
Oh my gosh. I don't even understand why Paul even when I saw Paul walking with Bronson Reed and Braun
You
Breaker,
just knew it was gonna be some
I
stupid shit.
know.
Like, come on, man.
I'm like, same old, same old.
This is some lazy ass booking. I'm sorry. This is just lazy. Why? First of all, why are we supposed to give a damn about Sami Zayn being a part of any of this?
Sammy's boring.
Why
The
can't
crowd.
we get actual stars to be a part of this shit?
Oh.
Like, why
Ooh.
we gotta watch Sami Zayn?
What I do see, before Sami Zayn made himself to the ring for the Money in the Bank qualifier match, he had a little exchange of words with Karrion Kross.
Big friggin' deal.
Yeah. But
Okay, guy complains about job. Guy starts selling shirts, right? However many shirts he actually did have made. It ain't like he had 1 million shirts made and then he started doing numbers. Okay, this Joker might have had, like, let's say he had 100,000 shirts made, but they sell globally. So how is that really that many? Okay, but hey, his shirt sold out.
Yeah.
Right? Like they were like #1 for one of those weeks. Okay, so then they put him on TV for a segment talking, to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's like, all right, I'll come back to you later or something like that, whatever. Okay, great. Because God forbid we get an actual promo battle between them two. A little something different would have made it a little bit more interesting. But what they said, I'm supposed to just be like, gotta look out for that. 2 minutes later, you done forgot they even talked. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, we've already seen Karrion Kross in the ring. You trying to see that?
Nah.
Okay, like,
But
his
I
character development is cool, whatever. But, like, besides that, I mean,
do like that they're showing him again, and they're possibly gonna give him some type of TV time in the
once
push.
again, though, when that bell rings,
I get it, but the thing is, it's hard to improve your in-ring skills when you don't let them like wrestle and
they do
stuff.
house shows.
So he has been in house shows.
He's been on house shows, main event.
Okay.
They have other stuff. I mean, they wrestle like almost at least 5 days a week or whatever, something
so
like
if
that.
he's been on house show, then they'll give him enough time to improve.
And it
his
ain't like
in-ring
he's
work.
just came from NXT like he a new guy. Like
Right.
this dude's he's been in the industry for years.
Well, let's see what happens because I feel like they're gonna revisit Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. They gotta give him something.
I don't
to
know.
do.
We'll see whatever develops in that, But yeah, that was pretty much Monday Night Raw, right? That was it in a nutshell.
Yeah, nothing really
real
crazy.
compelling stuff there.
That's the Monday night after Saturday night main event aftermath.
I mean, who did it worse?
Right.
I don't know. Raw clearly beat Saturday night's main event because we got to see Chad Gable, Penta, and Dragon Lee give us a little barn burner of an 8-minute match. Liv Morgan did her thing throughout the show. Thank God Liv Morgan is back, okay? Because she be roasting people, and I be here for it.
I know.
What else? What else did we have that was actually good on the show? New Day taking off after they stole that victory.
Man, and Kofi Kingston looking all lost because he pretty much got squashed with his little LED little barricades thing around the ring from Ivar. Because that was the last thing. Then next minute he's like, "Oh, we won, man." Y'all, you hear Xavier say, "Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go."
Yeah. So I mean, that was pretty much it, though.
Yeah, so that pretty much wrap up your Monday night Raw review.
Yeah. Man. Sometimes we watch Raw so you don't have to.
Sometimes I just don't want to watch Raw, but got to keep up with what's the heck is going on. Hopefully, there's more improvement. Tomorrow night is going to be NXT Tuesday. We will be doing a review on that tomorrow. Also, Friday Night SmackDown. Not looking forward to it.
Nope, not
3
at all.
hours.
But
Cannot
look,
wait.
look. NXT Battleground, good pay-per-view.
It was decent.
If you missed it, go back and watch it. There was a few good matches on there, but
some matches could have been stay off the card though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The Hank and Tank and all that, like
Yeah,
that could have
that
definitely
could
been
have
off the card.
off the card.
I did like Kalani versus Sol Ruka.
That was
it
good.
Wasn't super long or nothing like that.
No.
Like they were pretty active. Like good match. Glad it's over because they pushing Kalani a little too much, and I feel like she's still green as grass.
Yeah.
When it comes to like character work, crowd psychology, facials, whatever, it's like she be forgetting she on TV sometimes. But yeah, definitely Stephanie Vaquer and Jordan Grace. Go watch that. I don't know what else you got.
That's pretty much it. A Miles Born Oba Femi.
Yeah,
that was a decent match.
I just don't like how long it took Oba Femi to beat Miles Born. I'm like, yo, come on now. He the conqueror. He the ruler. He done ran through everybody else. Like he's struggling with this dude. Look, 3 weeks ago, y'all didn't even know he was on the show. Okay. We been knowing about Miles Born.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he went to Battle Royal, and now all of a sudden y'all care. We've been seeing this dude develop.
Exactly. That's the crowd for you. That's people for you, man.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the review. Go ahead and do the YouTube thing. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Drop a comment or two. Don't act shy. We know y'all be watching the videos. Go ahead and link up with us. Let us know y'all thoughts, okay? Anything else?
Nah, thank you again for tuning in with the TWB.